Hey everybody, what's going on? In today's video, we're going to be talking about support and resistance lines. Now, most of you are probably used to trading on Robinhood, so I will provide some photos on Snapchat and Amazon as an example of some support and resistance lines. But for this tutorial, I'm going to do it on TD Ameritrade just because I use that to day trade and swing trade. Most of you are probably used to trading on Robinhood, so I will provide photos on Snapchat and Amazon with the examples of support and resistance lines so you guys can understand it better. But for this video, we're going to be using TD Ameritrade just because I use that to trade every morning. Now, for those of you who don't know what support and resistance lines are, they're basically price levels where a stock trades in between of. In other words, the support line is usually at the bottom and the resistance line is on the top. You'll get to know more of what these support and resistance lines are as I get along with the video. Let's start with NIO, a Chinese electrical vehicle company. So here we're looking at a 5-day 15-minute chart. Now, as you can see, this fell to a low of $53. So that could be the first support line. We'll draw one right there. There you go. See here, this red line. Now that one's not that significant because as you can see right here in the chart, nothing else really fell below there. So we can go to the next level right here. I'm not sure if you guys see it, but this would be another support line or resistance. Keep in mind that these lines can be either support or resistance. For example, because we said this one was a support line, right? If the price were to fall below that level, then it would form a new support line and the old support line would become a resistance line. Same for this line. It's acting as a support line for these candles, but if the price were to fall below this level, then if anything, this line will become the support line and this one will become the resistance line. So overall, basically support and resistance lines are the same thing. Let's move on to the next level. So we had a high here, right? This would seem like the perfect spot to put it. Yeah. As you can see, this becomes another line because it climbed up here. It hit it, but it couldn't pass it. And same right here, look. It went up, but it couldn't pass the line. Now these candles started climbing, but he still couldn't pass it either. So we'll go on to the next level. The next level should probably be around, let's say right here. We had a high right there, it couldn't pass it. It was also trading in between these lines. It couldn't pass that level. Couldn't pass that level. So we'll move on to the next level right here. And this would probably be the last line right there. Now that we're done drawing the support and resistance lines, it's much easier to study the price movement. And we're gonna go through here day by day. This would be Thursday. This would be Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as you can see at the bottom. This little white dotted line is basically to separate the days. So we start with Thursday. After it fell, it formed this new support line, right? And it tried to have a reversal. It climbed. As you can see, it spiked up and it resisted above here. So it fell, spiked up. It actually passed the resistance line and formed a new one up here. Fell back down. It hit this support line, climbed back up, passed the old resistance line, kept climbing, formed a new resistance line, fell back down, used this old resistance line as a support line. It climbed again. This would become, you could say this became the new resistance line, and it fell back down. Actually had sort of a big fall, had like $2 fall. Fell down to a support line, climbed back up, past the resistance line and hit the new resistance line. and it fell back down, and it's just the same pattern. Like, can you guys see it? Like, you know, was trading below this level, climbed back up, resisted above this level, fell through the support level, fell through the next support level, it became support here, and you know, and so on. You guys are probably like saying, oh, this guy's just drawing a bunch of lines, like what is he doing? And you know, it does look like that. You know, if I were a beginner, or yeah, if I were a beginner, I'd be saying the same thing, like this guy's just drawing lines. So that let me show you how this really matters, because if you're trading during the day, like this helps a lot for when you're, you know, trying to figure out what price you're trying to buy at, or what price to sell at. So we're looking at the same company for the day, right? Let me clear these lines up for you. This is this white area would be pre-market trading. This black area would be actual hours of trading, and this white area again would be after hours. So as you can see, we have the time down here. So the market opened at 6:30 in the morning, and it closed at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for New York or Eastern Standard Time, it would be 9:30 in the morning to 4 p.m. All right, so let me zoom in also, so you guys can see you guys can get a closer look. So I'm gonna draw the lines first, just because we already have the price levels, and then we're gonna go through the time as if, you know, the lines weren't there and would have been trading, and you're gonna see how it actually makes sense. We got a support level there. We got another support level here. Remember, they're both the same thing. So this is a huge one. As you can see, there was a lot of, you know, movement right here after it fell in the morning. This was what? Let me see. This was like 7:30 in the morning when it fell below that level. There's one right here actually. This is basically it, because these are just huge spikes right here. All right, so let's say you woke up 6:30 in the morning. You're seeing the stock go. It spikes. You know, it falls. Actually falls to like around this level. So you can draw your first support level either there or here. They'll both help out, because it actually fell to this level, bounced back up, fell to a new low level, which was right here. You know, went up higher. You can draw resistance line in case it traded, but you know, it didn't trade above this level. But this still counts as a line in case, you know, the stock would have been spiking. But either way, you know, it spiked, it fell to the same support level, it climbed again. You know, it couldn't hit the resistance level, it fell again to the support level, climbed back up, you know, hit the support level, and finally it broke this support level, and it fell to a new low, forming this support level. And that's how you see it trading. And then there you go again, it broke again through the support level, it found a new support level, bounced back up, you know, went back down to the same support level, and it climbed back up, and that's when it just started trading here throughout the day. So this is a perfect example. This would be the support line for basically the rest of the day, and this would be the resistance line for the rest of the day, because as you can see, it was just trading up and down, and it couldn't pass this level. So that's basically it for this company. And now we can check out IDEX. I actually believe in this company. I think it can surpass being a penny stock, just because of its earnings and the way it's been moving lately, and some of the news too. You could check it out on Robinhood if you like. I think this company is going places. But here we're looking also at a 1 day, 1 minute chart. It makes better sense to draw these lines throughout the day, or you can do them in the night before to understand, to figure out what price you're gonna buy at and sell at. But usually I'm doing them either the night before I trade in the morning, or also throughout the day as it starts to form you know, new support and resistance lines. Here are actually some lines I drew earlier. We could draw this line for pre-market, because it makes sense right here when the market opened, as it surpassed this level. This is not a support resistance line, but I'm gonna draw this just so you guys can see how beautiful the trend was. It looks just too perfect, like almost too predictable. Look at this. just climbing steadily, see over here, those are the lows. If we do the highs, there you go, like boom boom boom. Like, it was just a nice climb. It was what you would call a higher high and higher lows. So it seems too predictable that it was gonna spike. I actually missed it this morning because I wasn't looking at it. But let's go on to the next resistance line. So it spiked and it looks like it formed the resistance line right here. It fell, formed the support line right here. And so after it fell, it went back up, formed a new resistance line right here. And it was trading in there for a while, as you can see. Finally passed the resistance line, formed a new resistance line up here. You know, it resisted, fell back down to old levels, went back up for a little bit, but it fell back down again to old levels. Let me extend to the right, and it was just trading like that for the rest of the day. Actually, around 11 a.m. it passed that level, and it just right away went to even a newer level. So this would be another resistance line, you could say, right here. And sure enough, it was trading above here. It fell back down to old levels, and you guys get the point, right? Like, I hope you guys are understanding this, because it was complicated when I was first learning it, but just be patient. Like, you guys should practice drawing these lines. Like, what I do when I first started was I would screenshot a Robinhood, the chart, and I would just start drawing it on my notes. Not on my notes, sorry. You would click edit photo and you can just draw lines. And you know, sometimes the lines weren't that accurate, but you'll get the hang of it. It's really not that hard. Just be patient. And yeah, here we have the support and resistance lines for Idenomics. That's basically it for TD Ameritrade. Now we're gonna jump on to the Robinhood examples I have. Now let's take a look at the Robinhood charts. Here we're looking at Snapchat and Amazon. You can clearly see at what price level the stock traded in between of. Now remember, drawing these lines, it's the same whether you choose to draw them on Robinhood or TD Ameritrade. But personally, I use Robinhood the night before just so I can figure out the price that I'm gonna buy at. But when it comes to trading, I'm actually using TD Ameritrade throughout the day to draw these new support and resistance lines. Now that's it for today's video. If you guys like today's content, remember to like and subscribe. Leave any comments down below if you have any questions for me. Thank you for your time, and see you next time.